Give me that water, I need a fire. Okay, I'll come get it later.
Welcome to the Counterculture Podcast. Our podcast was created to help young adults hear a different perspective on relevant topics in today's culture. So hang out with us as we look at the world through God's Word.
Give me that water, I need a fire. Okay, I'll come get it later.
What is up, guys? Welcome back to the Counterculture Podcast.
What's up?
It's your host, Eli, alongside my co-host,
Mitch.
And man, we are very excited to kick off season 2. I mean, we say season 2, it's just the second year we're doing this. But 2025 is here. And honestly, to kick things off, I kind of want to know what went on in your year, as if I don't know. But I'm sure they are all curious. I kind of want to know a little bit about 2024 for you, things that went well, things that were hard, a little bit of a recap, if you will, on what was happening in the life of Mitch.
Yeah. Good idea. It's been a lot. I'm trying to think like chronologically. January 24. Honestly, like the things that come to my mind right away are like big thing was we bought our first house.
Yeah,
Like
that's huge.
townhome
Huge.
So super glad to like just be at that stage.
First property.
Yeah.
At how old?
21 is when I bought.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yep.
That's insane.
And then, looking forward into this year, hoping to have second property.
Yep.
So that's kind of like a main goal for this next year. But moving in that townhome, and since June till now, it's been like super busy with renovations. There's always something to do to get it up to the time it's like supposed to be ready to sell this summer. But we got most of the big things out of the way, just a little like paint touch up, stuff like that, getting it ready. So that's been cool. Of course, I'm grinding my music.
Been grinding music.
I've been really, really thankful this year. I've been seeing the most like steady growth, like at the highest rate I think I've ever seen it.
For sure.
So I've been super grateful about that. I've been making a lot of good music recently that I'm just like really into.
Great music.
I think obviously like my music, I like my music more the more I make it.
Yeah. And you evolve.
Because I'm still learning, just kind of like growing into my sound and just being able to experiment with a bunch of different sounds and genres. It's really fun for me.
What's interesting, like for sure being, a fan of yours now for years, is your tone and just like your voice has changed like a lot. Like I listened to All Night the other day and I just was like, wow, Mitch is a different rapper.
For some reason, that song out of any song I've made embarrasses me the most. I don't know why.
Yeah, it's pretty.
I think I had some good writing in there at certain points.
It's pretty good, I think.
But for some reason, that song I just can't listen to it.
I've been up at it all night. Yeah, it's crazy.
I just didn't know what I was doing back then.
But no, like seriously though, that's just like a token of like, man, you've grown, you've came a long way, and you are filling your own shoes in a way. Like if that sounds weird, but like you're filling your own shoes, you're developing like your own voice, creating your own lane, and it's pretty dope.
Thank you. Yeah. So just trying to experiment, make better and better music every single month. I'm dropping a single a month right now. And looking at the music I have coming in 25, it's like my favorite music that I've ever released. And I'm ready for everyone to hear it. So that's super exciting. And just continuing to grow, get my streams up. Trying to make this thing a full-time career.
Yep.
It's, of course, the dream, along with this podcast. So big goals for
yes, sir.
This podcast in 25.
Facts.
What else? It's been a good year for me spiritually. There isn't like any like breakthroughs I made spiritually or anything that I think I could point to. It's just been more of a season, a year of kind of just staying disciplined and trying to be consistent, just with being in the Word, praying, meeting with pastors, meeting with other people that I'm trying to lead through the Word, you know. So those things have been really growing me. Trying to just develop my love for God Sometimes it feels dry.
Yeah.
Sometimes it doesn't. There's been some moments where like scripture like really talked to me. Like,
Yeah,
it really stood out to me, and that's been helpful. But yeah, and then just that kind of like intermingles with how my marriage is doing.
Yeah.
And so I've just seen a lot of growth in my marriage. Looking towards this next year, just hoping to keep growing and to mature and keep finding ways that I can humble myself and be more like Christ. And
Yep. It's hard.
it can be hard at times, but yeah, it's just I need to be more like Christ and put off myself, and I just need to mature more. And this last year has been a good reminder of that, and it's been awesome too.
Yeah,
just like
that's sick.
To grow together, and so I'm looking forward to like what the next year has for us.
Let's go.
Yeah, those are like the big things.
That's sick, bro.
Yeah.
That's sick. Let's go. Recap 2024 podcast. How many episodes did we drop? Do you know?
We dropped 15.
Wow.
So a little over one.
Over
a month.
one a month. What's the statistic? Most podcasts never release more than how many was it?
I think it was like 13 or 14.
Yeah. It was around 10.
Okay.
Yeah. So I guess props to us.
Yeah, props to us. I think we've had some great episodes.
Good work, guys.
And I think our production is amazing. I think we have just a good set. We transitioned through 3 setups now.
Yeah. Yeah, that's crazy.
I think we found a more long-term one here for the foreseeable.
I don't plan on moving anytime soon with how much work I've had to do to this friggin' house, so.
Yeah, unless I get a big space somehow, and
Yep.
I don't know.
At your next rental?
My next freaking
Next property?
rental property.
Yeah, so we've dropped 15 episodes. Man, we've had a slew of topics from, transgenderism and homosexuality in the schools and in culture, to relationship advice, we talked about the election. We talked about Kanye's album. I mean, there's a lot of topics we covered.
Yeah.
So I think kind of what we want to do is honestly, like, literally just pull up our episodes. That's what I'm about to do right now. I'm just going to pull up our YouTube channel. Shout out to those watching on YouTube. We appreciate you. While I'm getting this pulled up, remember, this podcast is sponsored by Uncertified, uncertified.co. Make sure you check it out, faith-based lifestyle clothing. And we create clothing to spark conversation about the gospel. So, and I just clicked Uncertified instead of CCP.
Yeah, thank you to everyone who's listening on Spotify or Apple Podcast or who's watching on YouTube.
814 views for Diddy. Yeah, that's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we've had some success, definitely. Ultimately, I think the biggest success is the consistency we've had. I'm not going to lie, I personally have a favorite.
Okay.
Can you guess my favorite? Look at our episodes.
Probably.
Guess my favorite, beginning to end. I loved your thumbnail, by the way, on the last one. Kamala crying. It's crazy.
Is your favorite the first one? The Andrew Tate one?
Yeah. My very favorite episode is the first one we did. I think Andrew Tate is an extremely interesting guy. I don't think he's got everything figured out by any means, but I think he's extremely interesting. And I think we both agreed Janko could have done a little bit better job pressing him on Christianity.
Yeah.
But I just loved the receptiveness. I loved the way that Janko approached it. Obviously was reflected in in Tate's response, because literally Tate was like, "You've given me something to think about." That's one of the quotes. It's like, "You give me something to think about."
Yeah.
Like, there's not many times I am like, "Whoa," and that's kind of how he reacted. So to me, I really loved that episode.
I remember that was huge. That's his biggest video still right now.
Huge.
Hoping we get a round 2 with him.
That would be.
I haven't seen any news about Andrew Tate in a long time.
I haven't either.
But
Maybe he's staying in
let's
his
go
lane.
back. 2024 year in review, highlights of some of the biggest things that happened. that Andrew Tate episode was huge. We talked about that Lil Nas X video.
Oh yeah.
Don't think Lil Nas X is on any Christian trajectory.
No.
I think back then he was like teasing a future album, and nothing's come yet, and nothing super Christian has come out from him. Let's just say. We had the
Peach Lemonade, bro. That hits.
Oh, I bet. We had Ben Shapiro and Destiny debate. We had Alex O'Connor and Richard Dawkins kind of sit down. That was kind of cool, looking through some of their stuff. And they were.
I liked the unique approach we had. The Kanye album. I liked that we talked about that. That was cool.
By far, the most controversial episode that we've had was the Kanye album.
Really?
We dogged on that Kanye album, and every Kanye fan came out of the woodwork and let us know about it.
That's crazy.
I think we still maintain that
That's
album
crazy.
is trash. I haven't listened to it
The album
since.
is doo-doo. Doo-doo caca,
that was
bro.
terrible, and it's absolutely tragic the road Kanye has gone down.
Yeah, and like I always... We could get into that. Yeah. Joe Rogan says, we need Jesus. The Aaron Rodgers talk.
Yeah.
That was really good.
Huge moment.
I really liked that.
Because, of course, Joe Rogan's a regular on the podcast. And we...
Regular guest for us.
Yeah, regular guest. You know, we phone him in, Zoom, every once in a while. And we've seen the trajectory of him since, like, 10 years ago, about him spouting off, kind of being really oppositional towards Christianity, and now to being, like, saying this, popular quote.
Yeah.
Like, we need Jesus. It's kind of in a joking way, but even in other episodes, he's come around to just the idea of, like, maybe I'm more agnostic. There could be a God. Which brings me to my point. Guys, next episode.
Yes, let's go.
Joe Rogan, it's been confirmed that he's going to have Wes Huff on, who is a biblical scholar who knows pretty much anything that you could ask about how we got the Bible today.
Smarter than us.
It's my most anticipated podcast episode of all time. So you bet your butt we're going to be covering that.
Yeah, best believe that. That's
so
going to be good.
please stay tuned for that. That's going to be insane. Let's see. What else
Gosh, we
got?
had the Harrison Butker thing. That was crazy.
Oh, yeah. Harrison Butker.
A little bit further down. Remember that?
Yeah.
He was talking about, women and just like their role in society.
Big outrage.
People
over that.
hated that. And the same people hated that are single and 40. Logan Paul Prest on abortion. That was good. You want to know why I like that one? Because he got put in his place. Mm-hmm. He literally just was like, well, like he had literally just nothing to say.
Yeah. I think I remember being so excited when I saw that Cliff went on Logan Paul's podcast.
That was crazy duo.
The conversation was really, really good. I really hope they have him back. Cliff's obviously blown up this year.
Yeah.
Like his TikToks have been going crazy. He's been going on all these popular podcasts. It's been a great year for him and his son. That was a good podcast episode. We talked about dating. Of course, huge thing that happened this year, the Diddy scandal.
Diddy scandal. I knew you were going to say that.
To be honest, I mean, in the episode, I predicted that in a couple months after that episode, we would probably see like a news headline.
Suicide.
Diddy would killed himself or he died somehow. It hasn't happened yet.
Hasn't.
Surprisingly.
Not yet.
We'll see, I guess.
And then friggin' Trump wins the election, bro.
And Trump won the election. Sworn in this month.
Yeah.
It's coming.
It's coming.
I'm excited.
I am excited. But I will say, I feel like I've learned the balance of like, he's not Jesus. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm excited for Jesus to come back because that's the redemption I'm looking for. That's the redemption we need. So, reminder, we did talk about this. Trump's not God. Mm-hmm. Trump's not perfect. Trump should probably not even be your role model. Trump is a better president than Kamala. That's why I voted for him. And his policies most align with the Bible, right? Mm-hmm. But yeah, so we've had a lot of great episodes, dude. We've had a lot of good conversations. We've had stuff that, is pretty controversial. And I think, honestly, if you're watching this, our goal with this podcast really is to shed light, give you kind of a countercultural, a biblical perspective on things that are relevant in culture and society. Because we think that it's important as 23-year-olds. You're 20. Yeah, I'm about to turn 24.
Yeah.
As 23-year-olds, that this is not just like, oh, old people think this way, or like my grandma taught me this. Like, no, this is like truth. And there are actually people out there who believe this and live this, and it's for your best, and God knows what is best for you. And so we want to shed the light on these topics, offer that perspective for you from somebody who maybe it feels a little bit more relevant from, that it doesn't feel so far-fetched that Granny Joe is trying to tell you to go to church. It's like, you know, we get it, right? Like that doesn't make you necessarily feel like, oh yeah, church is a great idea. And yeah, I can confidently say this, like, you know, you talked about your recap. You know, I had an interesting year.
Yeah.
I had an interesting year. I don't even really know where all that I would go into. But yeah, I just have been incredibly blessed at my work and the position that God has put me at in my job. Financially, we, you know, were able to buy a house as well. We bought our first property.
Nice.
Been able to invest tons into the future, into retirement, into this asset. So there's been a lot of good that can happen, but me and my wife, we sat down, first night we stayed in our house, we sat down at, our dining table. Shout out Jensen. He got us a bottle of wine, for our housewarming gift. He's our realtor. If you're looking for a house or you're going to sell a house in the area, Jensen Quarlesman, Talisman Real Estate.
Yeah.
Shameless plug.
Both of our realtors.
That is both of our realtors. But, yeah, we sat down and we just did a little toast. And the first thing I said is I said, here's a toast to always having enough, even when we don't have a lot. And it literally was just like, Jesus is enough no matter what we have. Like, Jesus can be the satisfaction, the fulfillment we need. And so that's what my year was marked by. And not a lot of people can say that with that confidence. Not a lot of people can have that like confidence, that joy, that peace that comes from a relationship with Jesus, because the stresses of the world, financial hardships, this and that. And we had a lot of that, you know what I mean? But God is good, bro, and he's in control. And Matthew 6, as I read this morning, it's like, why worry about tomorrow?
That's always convicting.
It's like, doesn't God, you know, clothe the flowers in the field and feed the birds in the sky? How much more adorned, you know, or was King Solomon? Like it goes into all of this stuff, and it's like, why worry, bro? Like God's got you. Seek first his kingdom and his righteousness, and all these things will be added to you. My mentor told me to reflect on that verse a few weeks back when I was going through something that was hard. Yeah. And it was very, very convicting and shifted my mindset. And so I just say that to say, like, this podcast hopefully inspires you to draw near to Jesus, see him as true, see him as good. And hopefully you have a good time as well, hanging out with us. Like, you know,
yeah,
we don't want to be dry, you know?
Absolutely. And we want you guys, like, looking into this next year, like, engage with us. We want to build like a community of people that just, a growing community that love the podcast, that share the podcast, and that just want to come and hang out with us. For sure. Just like you would hang out with friends that you have, or friends that you would like to have, hopefully, that just like look at the world biblically, like through a biblical lens, and just want to have fun and are chill and just stand on truth though when it matters. So like if you have questions or you just have any thoughts, comment them on our YouTube videos or on TikTok or Instagram. We will respond to them live on the podcast. Yeah. We've done that before.
And we also hope this equips you. Like, we know that like there is a reality to following Jesus that is controversial. And so like we want to equip you with like knowledge, tools, resources to be able to help you to defend your faith and stand on truth. Because I know in my life, like these resources, these things, the mentors that have been in my life, the knowledge from the Bible, it's all been so valuable. Like I always use it all the time. Like I've used it probably in the last month multiple times with conversations with my coworkers. Like a coworker will say this and I'll be like, no, that's a common misconception, but X, Y, and Z. And they're like, oh, I didn't know that. You know, it's like, that's how we are able to be confident in what we know, and the truth that we believe in. But yeah, man, I'm excited for 2025. I think there's going to be lots of content coming, lots of good content, and the world's not going to get any less crazy, so we're not going to have a shortage of clips to react to.
We're going to have some content.
It's going to get wild.
Yeah. So I think we're going to move on to our next segment.
Yep.
usually we're gonna try to have like a fun segment every episode, like also with our topic that we're reviewing or reacting to. So today, in this episode, I want to go over what is your like top 5 favorite songs.
I'm gonna put you on, bro.
We're
put
both
you on.
music guys. Like we both love music. Obviously, I make music, and I honestly feel like we might have some overlap here because we like a lot of the same stuff.
Yeah, let's do this. We'll go back and forth.
Okay.
You give me one, I'll give you one, and
Okay.
we'll just do it that way.
I have an honorable mention. One honorable mention.
Okay.
These aren't in order, by the way, because you know what's? It's weird. I literally, for some reason, can't rank songs.
I can't rank songs either.
Like the
It's
people
funny you
that
say
can
that.
say like this is my number one favorite song of all time.
No.
I don't know how you.
There's
can do
no
that.
way.
I can do that with literally anything else. Movies, foods, like everything.
Songs?
I can rank.
No.
Song, music. I can't put one above another if they're both like amazing to me.
Yeah, I feel that, bro. All right,
yeah.
number one. What's
So
what's
my-
1 out of 5?
Well, so my honorable mention is, and I'm gonna preface this every time I say it so I can clip it on TikTok. My favorite song of 2024, "Look Easy" by Nick D.
Wow,
I know you heard me playing it a little bit.
I
before.
did.
That was
I
a
did.
sneak honorable mention. It came in later this year, and
Okay.
ooh, I latched onto it.
'Kay.
That vibe is crazy with Nick D
Wow.
and V Wills. Everyone look that up. That one is insane.
That is crazy.
Like too easy.
That's wild. I would have to say, let's see, which one do I want to start with? Oh, I'm not playing it. Whoa, hold up. I recently came across an artist. His name's Jay Manuel, and "Old Ways" by Jay features Caleb Gordon. That's gonna be 1 out of my 5.
Have I heard that? When did this come out? Earlier this year?
2024. I don't know when it. Does it say? I don't think so. January 9th.
I've not heard this.
Dude, it's so
Why have you not
good.
played it for me? I love the beat so far.
I just honestly got onto it about a month ago.
Okay.
Yeah, because Lies from Lucy. I showed you that one for sure, bro. I know for a fact I showed you that one. Lies from Lucy is the other one that. I showed you this.
Okay.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
you did, yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's gonna be mine.
Who's
Old
that by
Ways by Jay Manuel.
Okay. Nice. And I think at least I do. I feel like I have a good mix of genre in here.
Oh yeah, for sure.
All right. My next favorite song of 2024 is "Numb" by John Keith. John Keith right now is my favorite artist.
Such a bad take. Don't say that on podcast, bro.
John
Keith, I know you're listening to this.
Hey, John Keith. Hey, I DM'd you recently. Hit me
Look,
back.
bro, I love your music. You're just not better than NF yet. It's just not.
All right.
It's just not there.
Hey, dude, you're ruining a possible collab in the future, dude. Okay.
I'm not collabing with anybody.
Okay, all right. I don't believe that, dude. Maybe.
Heresy.
Maybe.
Go
I don't
ahead.
know. Right now, because NF hasn't released in like a year, over maybe almost 2 years now, John Keith has quickly become my favorite artist. So basically, any of his singles from this year could be in this list. But Numb specifically just comes to my mind as I was looking back on them.
Okay.
Absolute insane vibe. Hip hop, of course. Bro, keep doing what you're doing. That is insane.
I am going to. This is tough, bro. There's 2 songs by an artist named Mitch.
Let's go. All right, so say my favorite song of 2024.
My
is-
favorite song of 2024 is going to have to be Close to You by Mitch.
Whoa.
I think that song is insane from production to the flow to the writing, the lyricism, bro. Unreal.
Thank you.
Unreal.
Thank you.
I love that
That's like-
song.
see, that's an example of something I was dabbling in. I hadn't done that before, like 80s pop.
I know.
That kind of style.
Yeah, it rocked.
It's-
It rocked, bro.
I think it's my number 1 stream song on Spotify now.
That's crazy. Wow, that's amazing.
Thank you. Close to You by Mitch. Stream it.
Stream it.
All right. Next, so there was kind of a huge thing that happened in music this year. We never talked about it on the podcast. There was a beef that occurred.
Drake's better. Crap. Got something in my throat. Drake's better.
Hey, this is gonna be great for TikTok. This is gonna be great. This clip's gonna go crazy. All right.
Did Kendrick release anything?
I don't think
My brain has short-term memory
released
loss
anything this year.
with anything that sucks. So I can't remember.
My favorite song. my favorite song of 2024 is Push-Ups.
Push-ups. Push-ups by itself is single-handedly better than every song Kendrick's ever dropped combined. Take Push-Ups by itself. It's better than Kendrick's entire discography, however you say that.
I wouldn't go that far for all you music heads out there. I respect Kendrick. I love a lot of the work he's put out.
Yeah.
The hip-hop fan in me.
Literally, start beatboxing. I could create any song right now that sounds better than
He's
his.
an incredible artist, Kendrick. But the hip-hop fan in me just obviously ate this beef up. So, of course, one of these diss tracks is going to be on.
It brought me back to MGK. It brought me back to Tory Lanez and Joyner. It brought me back to some previous beef.
Yeah.
Had me riled up. No, look, all right. All satire and whatever aside, rage bait aside, yes, Kendrick's an incredible artist. It's just not my style of music. To be just transparent.
That's fair.
It's just not. His flow, his tone, none of it vibes with me. That's okay. I think he's very talented. But when it comes like track to track, bro, like which one am I gonna turn on in a car and vibe to? It's not even close. It's Drake every single time.
Right.
And look, at the end of the day, I get that there are some people who like look way more introspective. Like, I'm here for the music, dude. Like, I want to know, or whatever song sounds better, that's who wins to me. Like, I don't care if Drake had ghostwriters. Who cares, bro? Like, of course he did. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's valid. I think the GNX album that Kendrick just dropped, it's an incredible album. But just
What an incredible outcome.
What an incredible outcome. I grip the mic and then talk to the people like I'm Malcolm.
Oh, shoot.
Hey, I'm not even going to mention that. They should know what that is.
Yeah.
Find out for yourself.
Those Logi boys, come on. Okay,
I think-
push-ups.
Well, yeah, I think GNX was great, but like that West Coast vibe just kind of, it's not for me. I don't
Yeah.
jive with the West
Yeah.
Coast vibe. I'm more of a trappy. I'll
Yeah.
always
Okay.
lean towards trap beats. So push-ups.
I'm going to go a little bit gospel.
Yep.
Maverick City came out with a song with Sam Rivera. Rest on Us. It's like a little bit of a remix.
Okay.
So good, dude. So good. You've heard it? This? Come on, rest on us.
I've not heard this.
So good, dude. A month
Okay.
ago.
Sounds great. Okay.
I got put
Yeah,
on.
you have to
So
send
some
it
of these songs, honestly are recent. And that's because all the other songs that I've been on are all 2023 songs.
Okay.
So a lot of these 2024 songs, like, I don't know if I'm late to the game. I don't know what my problem is.
Yeah.
But they're all like, yeah. So that's number 3 for me, bro.
Okay. I like that. Good mix in there. My next favorite song of 2024 is Deserve You by Kid Laroi. Kid Laroi dropped a stellar album this
Yep,
year. Absolutely stellar. There's only 2 songs on it that I thought were weaker. I didn't like. But the rest were like 9s, 9.5s,
Wow.
10s for me.
Yeah.
Deserve You, like a myriad of them could have been on this list. But Deserve You sticks out in my mind from the production, the beat switch, the different pockets of flow.
Yep.
Oh, the beat drop. So good. Check that one out.
Okay. I am going to go. Let me just make sure this is a 2025 song. I'm pretty sure it is, but
24.
I mean 2024. Yeah. Shout out Kev Too Real. All right.
I thought we'd have a lot more overlap.
I know.
That's fine. That's fine.
I know. God's Energy. Kev Too Real. It's actually a Chris Brown remix.
Did you play that for me? Let me hear.
Yes, you know it. You know it.
Oh, yeah. Hold on. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh my gosh,
really good.
So good, dude.
Really
Kev
good.
Too Real, you bodied that, and that was a huge song for him. Almost 2 million streams right now.
How many monthly listeners does he have?
48,000.
Okay.
Yeah, so he had a really, really crazy year. Hasn't been doing music that long.
Hey, bro, if you want to, Kev Too Real, if you want a cool collab.
No, yeah, I can connect you guys. I already told him he was down. I DM'd him.
Is that the guy you DM'd when we were at the hot tub?
I don't know. It could have been, but I did DM him, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm down." So I'll connect you.
Okay.
But yeah, and I'm trying to pick songs that like I said, a lot of my songs, bro, like they're all 2023 songs. Like if I'm being honest, like probably my most listened to song this year was "Mistake" by NF. Number 2 was "Used to It" by Mitch.
Let's go.
Number 3 was another Mitch song. So like,
Let's go.
they're all 2023 songs though. So I'm trying to pick some of the 2024 favorites.
Okay.
That's why there's probably no overlaps because some of these are just like one-offs that I rock with. And honestly, if I'm being transparent, haven't listened to as much music this year as I did last year. A lot of business
Same for me.
podcasts. Tons of business podcasts, tons of business YouTube videos. I'll say one thing, 2024, I have never grown so much in knowledge and ever in a year. I don't even care when I
nice.
was 3 years old
Wow.
than I did this last year.
Nice.
Like, I just 10x'd my knowledge in so much of life.
Let's go.
So, yeah, very, very awesome year in regards to that. I'm just learning the value of knowledge.
Yeah.
This is a fun little thought experiment for you. All right, you ready for this?
Mm-hmm.
Alex Hermosi, shout out. All my homies know I rock with Alex, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Let's say you make $100,000 a year this year, right? And your goal is $1 million, okay, let's say.
Mm-hmm.
The difference between that is $900,000. That gap is the price you pay for not knowing how to make $1 million.
Yeah, I've heard.
You've heard this?
Yeah.
So you pay what's called ignorance debt. $900,000 is the ignorance debt that you're paying on because you do not know how to make $1 million. And so it's like if you knew how to, you would, but you don't. And so that margin is the price you pay in ignorance debt. I thought it was the craziest thing ever. It just made me realize the value of knowledge. And so I've been locking in on my knowledge. I've been getting my knowledge up this year. But anyways, that's my number 4, bro.
Dope. Okay. My next favorite song of 2024 is "Someone Else" by Sam Tompkins.
There we go. There's our first overlap. That's my
Okay.
number 5.
Sam Tompkins, you have an incredible voice, dude. And your album that you put out this year was fire.
Yep.
So many good songs on that, but I think my favorite is "Someone Else." A few of those singles blew him up on TikTok this year.
Someone here.
Yeah. Oh, dude, that was crazy. That song is so good.
So good, dude.
I'm trying to make a song like that this year.
Yeah, really good. You know what's crazy is my top 2 favorite artists besides Mitch are not even on my list. JB and NF.
Drop, guys.
Please drop music.
Let's get an
I'm waiting
album.
for you. Oh, bro, that's good. Anything else, bro? You want to...
Well, I got one more.
You got one more.
Just one more.
Oh, because you did an honorable mention.
Yep. My favorite song of 2024 is "Daddy" by KB.
Oh my gosh. And that's the problem with me and music. You know how I am, right? Like I get hooked on songs, listen to them every day, all day on repeat for like a month and then move on. So like Daddy, bro, that's also top 5.
Yeah.
Like that's honorable if I could have an honorable mention.
Okay.
I love that song. That song has
KB.
made me cry so many times this year. It's crazy.
KB is another incredible Christian hip hop artist. You need to check him out. He came out with a project this year. Daddy is definitely a standout on there for me. Like, teared up a few times. Like
King Jesus is also fire.
Yeah. First 3 times I was just shell shocked.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, incredible.
Shout
Shout out to dads.
Song.
Shout out to dads.
Yeah. So
Wow. That's amazing. That's our 2024 wrapped, bro. Look, we seriously appreciate the love on YouTube, on Spotify, wherever you're listening. Our biggest ask is that if you found this valuable, entertaining, whatever it may be, share the podcast. That is going to help us reach more people and ultimately impact more people for God's kingdom. So share the podcast. Make sure you like and subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. We love y'all. See you in the next one.
Peace.
Peace.